Hey, Bethany Baptist Church. It's good to meet you. My name is Samuel Nelson. I'm the pastor of Central Baptist Church. Recently gotten to meet Pastor Travis, and Marty Holdeman is a long-term friend of mine. We are located here in Kansas City, and I'll take you right over here to the street and show you right downtown here. If you look, and you can see that the Kansas City skyline is right there down the roadaways. And so, yeah, our church is located on the urban core. And originally, this building was put up by Bales Baptist Church back in the World War I era. And it was the fastest growing and I believe the largest Baptist church in Missouri for some time. It's got some rich history, and the way that we acquired the building was the previous church that was meeting here. They were no longer able to keep the doors open, and they wanted to pass it on to another congregation. And in the last 7 years, our church, Central Baptist Church, we had a little building on the opposite corner of town, and we've just, by God's grace, really been growing. And so we were in a place where we could take on a project like this, but we're really going to need a lot of help from kingdom partners like you. From here on, I'm just going to take you around the church and show you some of the projects that we need help with, and you guys can take a look as a church and think through some of the projects and what might be best for you guys to work on. So again, thank you so much for being willing to help us, and I look forward to showing you some of the things that we need help with. So one of the unique things about our neighborhood is that the historic Northeast, where our church is located, is the refugee hub of Kansas City. I don't know if you can see behind me, but this is a schoolyard that's right behind our church, and you can see some of the girls that have the Muslim hijabs, the head shawls on. In our neighborhood, the Caucasian population is actually the minority. There are more Somali people and Hispanic people than any other ethnicity in our neighborhood, along with African Americans. So it's a very ethnically diverse neighborhood. So one of the projects is on the back side of the building. There are all of these windows that have been boarded up, and so that makes the building a lot darker inside. And one of the projects on our wish list would be to remove the boards and install windows so we could start getting a lot more natural light in the building. Here's the other situation that we have, is that we've got all these stained glass windows on the inside in the sanctuary, and over time they just covered them with this plexiglass, and this feels like almost brittle, like it could break if I pushed it. And then here they've actually redone the window with like tempered glass, which is really nice and clear. So I think this is probably the direction that we're going to go, is to replace all of these old plexiglass panes with something clear and nice like this. Now, if you come with me down here, there's this area here that's been covered up with a black plastic tarp kind of thing, and there's all these rocks, and I think the problem is that there was just like dirt and erosion happening here, just coming down and just kind of washing onto the sidewalk, and so they're trying to prevent that. But if there's anyone there that would have some ideas for this space here to clean it up and make it beautiful and useful, that would be great. Up here along this wall, there's also a fence kind of dividing our property from this apartment complex. But then there's this area here that could really get cleaned up and landscaped too. Yeah, another project that we have is the peak on the building here. Overall, the building doesn't have a lot of outward features of a church, but this is one of the places where there is more of that kind of an architecture to it. But you can see that the peak is all rotted out, and actually the city has notified us that they're not super happy about that. So we are needing at the very least to tear that off our building, or if we had the the expertise, someone to actually rebuild that structure for us so that we could maintain some of the artistic, beauty of the original building. So these are the main steps going into the building. And when we first came, there was a wheelchair ramp that came down on this side of the steps, but it was really steep and many of the boards were rotten. And so rather than repair it, because it was so steep, we thought we'll just go ahead and tear it off. But there is no handicap access to the building, and so perhaps we could, reconstruct a ramp that wasn't quite so steep, just coming right down here on this side of the stairs. And so that would be an idea of another project for us. All right, guys, now we're inside the building. I want you to come on inside of this room, right inside the door. And this would be one of our conference rooms. In this room, we would really want to do a remodel from the ceiling down, where you can see there are these old drop ceiling panels and some lights that some of them are broken and not working anymore. But ideally, we want to take out this drop ceiling and just begin working from the top down, and sheetrocking the walls and painting, just really brighten up this room and give it more of a modern feel. I got a call from our association here in Kansas City about this building becoming available. And the first day that I came to see it, I walked into this sanctuary and I was really expecting it to not be very well preserved or anything. And I was just honestly amazed at how beautiful this room is. After all these years, the Lord in His kindness has really preserved this as a beautiful place of worship. So I just wanted to take a second to show you this amazing sanctuary. So it's a pretty good sized room. There's 3 sections on the floor. And then as we kind of take a look up top, there's this really cool looking horseshoe balcony all around the top. And so the total seating in this room is probably 600 to 700 people or so. And the next project that I'll show you is back here behind the stage. If we open this door here, you can see the baptistry, and it's almost like it was set up like a swimming pool, where they would just keep water in it at all times. And so I'm going to go ahead and let you all see this, and I'll go around. Yeah, so it's got entry from both ways, but as we go in here, I don't know when the last time this baptistry was in use, but it might take just some creative thinking about how we could renovate this space. This is going to be my future office space, and we've already ripped the carpet and some of the old furniture out of here. But my hope would be to, again, tear the paneling out and modernize it by putting some sheetrock in. You can see up here, above this drop ceiling, would need to be scraped and painted. Maybe this would be a great space for the church to say, we want to just go in and build some bookshelves and make this pastor's office and study a great space. Here we are in the basement of the church. And this room has had, some work done on it. For instance, you can see where there's, the HVAC has been redone. That's a major praise. And some of the wall that has been painted. But you can also see as we go over here that there are some real rough spots too, where the wall and the cement or maybe the plaster covering over the cement is beginning to peel off. And so there's this spot here behind these chairs. It might be a little hard to see, but that's probably the worst spot in this room that needs some kind of renovation. We'll walk this way and make our way into the kitchen. This room just needs a total makeover. quite a few of the ceiling panels have had water damage over the years. Whether we're, taking down cabinets and painting, or just, repainting this room, this might be a great room that the church would want to own and say, we want to just, come in and revamp the kitchen and make that a great space for you guys. It would be fun to dream together about what this room could be. So, yeah, thank you guys.